Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel and welcome to the beginning of something special. This is the Top Secret Dynasty, a miniseries dedicated to one of Japan's most legendary tuning houses, Top Secret, and their incredible legacy in both real life and in this 1:64 scale. If you've seen my earlier review of the Top Secret Drift Sylvia just over there, consider that episode 0, the unofficial start of this whole series. That was the first time I really explored Smoky Nagata's world, and now we're diving all the way in. Over the next few weeks, we'll be covering the Top Secret R35 in the center over there, the Malaysia Gold R34 in the bottom, and even the R32 once it arrives, building a Top Secret collection right here in 1:64 scale. And later on, I'll also be doing a massive 4-way Top Secret Supra showdown, BMC versus NH versus Mini GT versus Pop Race. And as far as I know, no one's done a full comparison of all 4 on YouTube yet. So that'll be a really big one to look forward to. But today we're starting strong, 2 GTShow 2025 exclusives from NH. We've got the Top Secret R34 Skyline in a stealth grey, and of course the Top Secret Supra in an awesome silver. Both released as a matching pair and both among the cleanest Top Secret models we've seen so far. So I've had these two sitting in my collection for a few months now. I got them when they had just come out, so it's about time to give them a proper spotlight. Let's get into it. But before we open the boxes, a little bit of a background. Of course, Top Secret is the creation of Smoky Nagata, a Japanese tuning legend who became world famous for his high-speed runs back in the early 2000s. He's the man known for building Supras and Skylines that can reach over 320 kilometers an hour. And he's also the guy who took a gold Supra, just like this one over here, onto the public motorways in the UK, hitting over 300 kilometers an hour, and subsequently got arrested for it. His philosophy has always been the same: clean looks, perfect execution, and extreme performance. And every car he's built since then carries that same DNA. And now finally we have some really awesome new renditions from NH of some crazy Top Secret machines. So let's dive right in. Let's start with the R34 GT-R in stealth grey. This car actually made its real-world debut at the Tokyo Auto Salon in 2025 as Top Secret's latest demo machine. It's a modern evolution of Smoky Nagata's formula, sleeker, darker, and a little bit more refined. And as you can see, it looks absolutely epic. And of course, this one was a GTShow 2025 event edition, so the box looks really cool and really fitting for the car. And here we've got that special GTShow logo as well. Other than that, it's pretty much a usual NH kind of box and a really nice bit of line art over there. So let's actually open it up. And here we go. Yes, and straight away, this thing just looks absolutely incredible. I really love this color. It's so striking. Immediately, I just feel like this car has so much presence. It's got this sort of menacing, almost industrial look to the car, especially with all these black and carbon fiber accents running around it. This thing looks super mean. I'm a huge fan, and I just love the look of this car immediately. Of course, the stealth grey is a new color for Top Secret that Smoky's been using, and we'll be seeing this color featured on quite a few more cars in the upcoming future. And here in the background it says Top Secret, just in black with a white writing, and you'll see that this is kind of a theme for the background of all of these, and that looks really awesome. And talking about presentation, we've got a really nice black base, pretty simplistic, nice and glossy. Nissan Skyline GT-R34 Top Secret, no special numbering or anything like that, but here it does say GTShow 2025 Event Edition. And straight away I can see that this car's proportions are absolutely spot on, and we've got a huge amount of detail in this car. and a brilliant looking paint finish as well, just at a first glance. And even the carbon fiber texture looks really cool actually, and I'm seriously impressed with this thing. Of course, the car features a full top secret aero kit, and of course this carbon fiber bonnet, and also a carbon fiber boot, although this time it's painted in body color. There is an Ignition Models variant in 118, which is a beautiful car, and that one has the carbon boot, but that one actually features different wheels to this car. Of course, underneath it all, the car is still powered by the legendary RB26D TT, but this time with a single turbo conversion, a custom intercooler setup, and a whole bunch of extra top secret goodies, as well as a dual exhaust setup, which is kind of an interesting look to say the least, especially on an R34. But now under closer inspection, we can really start to appreciate all the little details that have gone into this NO64 model. And this stealth gray looks absolutely spectacular on this R34, I feel. And of course, as a reference, I thought I'd show you the gold color variant. So this is more typical of Top Secret, running this sort of gold color, and you can see a lot of carbon fiber highlights here as well. And I feel like this car feels more experimental in a way, but also kind of exclusive at the same time, especially with this gold color. And it's pretty interesting to see how much difference the color variation can really affect the car. Of course, this one is a little bit different, but it's pretty nice just to be able to compare these two. I feel like this stealth gray really gives it this underground JDM like street culture midnight tuning style, and it's seriously cool. So checking out all the details, as always, we've got a really nice reflection on the roof here. You can see the paint quality is pretty decent on this car as well. Then of course, heading into the window, Top Secret on the front banner, and really great visibility into the interior. And of course, we've got the windscreen wipers there as well. Then heading into the bonnet over here, we've got this really awesome looking carbon fiber look, and we've got the weave of the carbon split in the center in a V formation. And of course, we've even got the sprayers and this little three-dimensional NACA duct here. And furthermore, here you'll see two web addresses. One, of course, is for topsecretjapan.com, and the other one for a Mr. Hiro JDM.com. And this Mr. Hiro is kind of interesting because this is actually featured all over the car, even on the front here and the sides of the car as well. So Mr. Hiro are an Osaka-based JDM garage and media studio who specialize in high-end tuning and photo/video work, and they also do car rentals and event production as well. And they have links to major shows just like the Tokyo Auto Salon, and you can see the logos of this brand all over this car, really highly featured. And that means that this car isn't just built for static display, it's also built for action, media and performance. And Mr. Hiro have actually organized a few events where even the legendary Smoky Nagata was present. So a really awesome connection to real life. And of course, jumping into the front mask over here, really great three-dimensionality and detailing in the vents, nice little GT-R logo, and we even have quite nice depth in the side vents over here as well. And of course, the upgraded Top Secret intercooler in the center there. Then this Mr. Hiro logo all over the place. And here on both sides as well, we've got these little indicators in orange. However, I'm pretty sad to say that it's not three-dimensional, it's only a bit of paint on there. And here is the Mini GT in comparison, so you can see how much three-dimensionality this actually has in comparison. So unfortunately, that's a little detail that's been skipped, but on this side it does say OZ Racing. And of course, we have a typical Top Secret splitter in the front here as well, and it's finished off in this beautifully accented red. It's kind of reminiscent of the Nismo vibe, and I actually reviewed an R35 Nismo on the channel before, so link for that will be just down below. And now jumping into the front three-quarter, you can see how beautifully executed the shapes are in this car, and this paint finish really shows beautiful highlights and light lines running along on this car. And of course, really great surfacing on this front area as well. And I'm really a huge fan of this beautiful gloss color. Then here we've got some side indicators, and of course the GT logo on the side of the GT-R. And here just underneath the logo we've got this pinstripe running across the side of the car in almost a ghosted gray, of course with the Top Secret logo in the center as well, and Need for Stance, GTShow, Mr. Hero once again, OZ Racing, and Bridgestone. And here we can even see that we've got an interesting looking side skirt here as well. Of course, it's all part of Top Secret. We also have great shut lines on the doors and really good detail in the handles as well, and even a nicely finished gloss black rear view mirror, and it even has some reflection there as well. And of course a typical R34 DLO, nice clear windows and pretty thin B pillar over there, so we got nice visibility into the interior. And once again, Mr. Hero, Keep Line Customs, and Top Secret, so at least some logos on the side there as well. And from this angle you can just see those light lines hitting off the car, and honestly this thing just looks absolutely mesmerizing. It's almost like liquid, this car. And now jumping into the wheels, I thought I'd take the car off the base a little bit just so we could get a closer look. And of course you can see these are running OZ Racing rims, and they look to be a really cool, beautiful, like split 5-spoke or 10-spoke you could say, and they look to me like OZ Racing Leggera HLTs, but they could also be the OZ Estrema 4G Autos. I'm not exactly sure which one of those two, but we've got a great finish. We've even got a nice little OZ hub in the center there, and we've got a beautiful set of brakes in the rear with that gold finish on the calipers too. And as you can see, great detailing on the tread pattern as well. Of course the real car is running Bridgestones, and here is the underneath of the car, and here is the Mini GT in comparison. So you can see that we do have a little bit more detail, especially with the coloring. However, not quite as much three-dimensional pieces as the Mini GT does, but really awesome looking straight away. And we can even see we've got this overlay in this rear diffuser over here as well. Rear wheels running the same setup, and of course they do spin as well, both front and rear. Then heading back into this rear area once again, we've got the beautiful R34 blister that I'm a huge fan of. Gives the car a great presence and really accentuates the width of the car. It looks super awesome, really great finish. And now continuing into this rear area, we've got this really awesome looking rear diffuser in this gloss black, and the red pinstriping actually continues all along this, and you can see it's even got this cool carbon fiber texture, at least on the side. And in the rear mask, the legendary 4 round lights of the R34 GT-R. Really beautiful finishing and quite a lot of depth and three-dimensionality in there as well. And of course Mr. Hero, once again a little Nissan logo, and Top Secret GT-R. I think the logos are not so bad, but it would have been nice if they were more photo H style. And then Skyline in the center, Mr. Hero once again, and of course the fog lights and the reverse lights are really nicely made, three-dimensional, and they've even got some color behind them. And here we have that twin exhaust setup finished off in this typical titanium flame tip exhaust, and that's a really nice little aesthetic that they've gone for there. Then here to the side, little OZ logo once again, and another Top Secret logo here. And now we jump into this really awesome looking rear wing. Of course, this is another piece that had to be modified for such a high performance car. So as you can see, it looks like a normal R34 wing, but this is actually finished off in a nice black with this silver edge on the rear. And on the side you can even see the little adjustment screw just to change the angle of attack on the rear here, and a beautiful little touch. It says Smoky Nagata on the side, and we've even got this really interesting looking carbon fiber texture once again. And here you can actually see the difference between a standard R34 GT-R's rear wing and this Top Secret variant. So you can see the struts are quite a lot longer, and of course this just helps give the car a lot more stability and downforce. So while it looks like a normal GT-R wing, it really isn't. And from here we can also see that we've got a really nice finish on the rear window as well. Nismo on the bottom there, Top Secret, and of course Mr. Hero once again. And here we've got the rear speakers and even the interior, and of course the defrost. Then heading back down a little bit, you can see we've got the fuel filler cap over here, but other than that, it's pretty much identical on both sides. However, I must say this car feels pretty light in comparison to one of these mini GT cars. It could just be all the extra carbon fiber that Top Secret's added, but it's really interesting. And of course, inside of the car, you'll find more Top Secret upgrades. We have some bucket seats, we have a half roll cage, and the car even came with a custom steering wheel. So it looks like NH64 has really managed to pull off a nice piece of modeling on the interior. So we've got the bucket seats really nicely modeled, and even the center console over there, and we've even got a really cool looking steering wheel here. And even in the rear, you can see that we have the seats over there. So the dashboard is not exactly highly visible, but you can see we have a lot of depth of detail in that center console and even that center GT-R display screen as well. And another thing that's really awesome on the interior of this car is all the little extra details they've added in. So we've got this carbon fiber finish on this passenger side, and even that golden color gear knob in the center. And of course, that's the same gold as on the calipers, and that's really cool because it reflects this gold color of Top Secret, so it really gives a little bit of hint of that legacy of the company. And if we look on the interior, you can even see we've got a really awesome little Smoky Nagata signature on this passenger cubbyhole section, and even some nice buttons on the radio in silver, and the buckets look pretty awesome to say the least. So overall, really great finish on this car, and I'm super happy with it. And here we have the car spinning around on the turntable, and you can really appreciate the lines and surfaces and the quality of paint on this car. Overall, I feel NH64 did a brilliant job in capturing the subtle menace of this car, and it looks really awesome. Honestly, I think it's a seriously striking combination to have this color. Of course, the modeling of this car is absolutely brilliant. There are a few minor details that they could have added, such as those front indicators, but other than that, I think it's a really epic model. And here's the fun part. Just recently, a real Top Secret R34 in this exact color was spotted in Australia, and supercar advocates have been posting quite a bit about driving alongside it. Whether it's theirs or not isn't really clear, but it's incredible timing. The real car is out there right now, just months after this model dropped. So between Tokyo Auto Salon 2025, this Australian sighting, the Mr. Hero thing, and of course this GTShow 2025 event exclusivity, this car isn't just a model tribute, it's current and it's part of the living Top Secret story. Now we jump into this incredible looking Top Secret Supra, another GTShow exclusive that came as part of this 2025 pair. Unlike the R34 though, this one wears a classic looking Top Secret silver color inspired by the early 2000s Top Secret Supra build that helped put Smoky Nagata on the map. Of course, here is that same car once again in NH64 in the typical Top Secret gold color, and of course this one is an absolute classic. And don't forget, I'll be doing a huge versus battle video of 4 of these cars against each other next time, but let's check out this event exclusive edition. And starting out with the box, we've got a similar beautiful presentation as we did on the Skyline GTShow 2025 event edition, and we've got this really awesome silver color with this black pinstripe running around it, and of course the GTShow logo here at the top. Great visibility and another beautiful piece of line art over there. So let's actually open it up. And here we go, and wow, this thing looks super cool out of the box like that. Not as much stuff in the way. Wow, super awesome. It's absolutely mesmerizing, and I'm a huge fan of this silver and black look. It's got this heavy contrast, and to be honest with you, silver Supras are my absolute favorite color for them, and this just looks absolutely epic, man. I'm really impressed by this. I wasn't really sure what to think about whether I should get one of these exclusives, but I'm really happy that I did, and this thing looks absolutely epic. Just look at it from this front profile. Of course, straight away, typical Inno quality, so the proportions look absolutely spot on, and the paint finish on the car looks really beautiful. And we've even got this really epic looking carbon fiber texture on the car as well. Of course, the plinth, Toyota Supra A8A GT300 Top Secret, and it's pretty much the same plinth as we had on the previous car, and once again GTShow 2025, and a nice gloss black. And here we can also see that it's got this Top Secret background once again, but this time finished off in silver on the black. But of course, back to the actual car. So this was Top Secret's own take on a JGTC inspired wide body machine. Essentially a street car turned full race spec, and everything about it screams function. As you can see, the body is fully reworked with a ton of dedicated aero parts, custom front and rear bumpers, wide fenders, aggressive side steps, and a carbon bonnet here that keeps the front end light. You've also got these awesome looking aero mirrors over here, and a sculpted rear diffuser over here, and of course this trademark GT wing on the back, all really nicely captured in this Inno 64 model over here. So let's actually check it out in a bit more detail. And from this close view, we can once again see the amount of details that Inno 64s managed to put into this car. And I must say, they've really gone all out with this thing. Straight away, I can see proportionately, it looks pretty insane. And of course, this wide body kit on this car makes this thing look seriously wide and really wild at the same time. And overall, the proportions look pretty accurate to the Top Secret Supra. And of course, paint quality wise, we've got a really high sheen on this paint and really high amount of reflection. You can see it especially in the side area as well, the amount of light lines that we have hitting off the car. And in terms of color, we've got a nice shiny finish, and underneath it we've got quite a lot of a metallic flake inside this paint as well, giving it a pretty interesting looking sheen in this car overall, and I really like the look of that straight away. And of course, starting off with the details, pretty nice light lines on the top over here, the windscreen Top Secret, and I really like the way that looks with this black with a white writing on it. It looks seriously sinister. Nice 3D windscreen wipers, and we've got this really interesting looking scuttle here. We've got these really awesome strakes along the entire thing. I'm not really sure if that's how all Supras have it, but that thing looks seriously crazy finished off like that. And now jumping into this crazy looking carbon fiber bonnet over here, we've got a huge amount of depth of detail and a lot of three-dimensionality in these vents over here. Of course, they're not pierced through or anything, but it is finished off in a really great weave for the carbon fiber. We've even got an air outlet over there as well, and even some bonnet latches with a really nice photo etched finish, and I really like that tiny bit of detail. Of course, this car has a lot of air outlets over here because it needed a lot of cooling. You can see we've got a massive intercooler in the front there as well. The power came from a tuned up 2JZ GTE running a single turbo setup, pushing well beyond 600 horsepower with a massive titanium exhaust system roaring out the back as well. So this thing has a huge amount of power, and of course its top speed was well above 300 kilometers an hour. Then of course, jumping into the front over here, a lot of great details here, and you can see how deep that front intercooler is. And Top Secret is really known for these long bonnets and essentially quite long protruding front aero sections, such as this bumper over here, just to really help with the downforce and piercing the car through the rush of the air as it's going at such high speeds. And great depth in those side air intakes over there as well. And of course, we've got some indicators as well, some fog lights, and even this acrylic piece over here. So as opposed to that being an air vent, it's actually blocked off with some acrylics, and we've got some lights behind there as well. and that's an awesome bit of detail there. And now to continue through to the front 3/4, I've just taken the car off the base as well, just so we can have a better view at it. And straight away we can see we've got a really interesting surface going from this edge of the air intake and heading all the way up in the soft surface around the wheel arch, and then essentially becoming a kind of tight surface and leading all the way towards this wing mirror over here. So really interesting surfacing on this crazy wide body of the car. Of course, here a little Top Secret logo, and I really like the fact that it's silver on black and black on silver. It's a really cool finish. And strangely enough, I wanted to say on the air outlets here as well, we've got an interesting sort of artifact going on over here. You can see over there, I'm not really sure what that is from, maybe manufacturing, but it is a little bit weird to say the least. Then heading off to the side of the fender, we've got some logos, F-Comp V Pro, Top Secret 2001, of course, the side indicators, and an exhaust over here as well, and a nice bit of three-dimensionality with this air outlet here, but it's not really pierced through, it's just finished off in a black finish. Then heading off to the side of the car, really nice split lines and shut lines along the door, nice three-dimensionality in the handles, and of course we've got this aero style rear view mirror, and it's actually got a little bit of reflection in there. However, that thing is absolutely minuscule, that reflector piece in there. Then of course on the side here, Top Secret GT300 Power of Go Ready or G Ready, and of course we've got this massive side skirt over here, a lot of depth, and of course the intake itself is finished in black. And of course we've got this wide body fender with the rivets going all around it, and the surface of this rear area looks absolutely ridiculous. It gives the car so much width and character and really accentuates the soft surfacing of the Supra over here, but looks honestly really wide and really menacing. You can even see it from the top here. It gives the car a huge amount of character. Then of course, typical Supra DLO, great visibility into the interior, which we'll check out soon as well. And of course, now to these really cool looking wheels. So we've got the 6-spoke TE37 type 19-inch wheels with this polished lip around the edge. And of course, the center is this really beautiful polished black, and there it just says Vogue Racing as well. We've got some brake detailing in the back as well with the calipers and the rotors as well. And once again, some nice detailing on the tires. The front and rear wheels are pretty much the same though, and they of course rotate really nicely. And once again, I love the fact that we've got these gold calipers just to bring that touch of Top Secret through even into this color over here. And now heading to the rear end of the car, we've got kind of a large flat surface on the back here. Of course, that's just to help with channeling the airflow around the car, but it is quite a big simplistic surface to have on a car. It's very interesting. And of course, here on the back, you can see we've got a pretty strong cut over here, almost giving it this little bit of a camback feel on the end over here. And that's kind of a crazy approach, especially for a JDM car such as the Supra. And you can see we've even got this rear mask of the car with a really interesting shape going all around it. And that is another unique touch that the Supra has. Beautifully finished off tail lights over here, typical Supra style, and a lot of three-dimensionality, and the colors are really great as well. And once again, we've got some boot latches over here. Absolutely exquisite finish on those in this photo edge finish. Little black Toyota logo and Supra as well. And the number plate says Top Secret Performance Engineering Service. And once again, we've got little rivets on the side. Then heading to the bottom of the rear over here, we've got this titanium exhaust once again. And here is the bottom of the car just for reference. And one thing I must note sadly, as you can see, I have two little holes over here, and the Top Secret Supra comes with a really cool diffuser on the rear here. However, my model is missing that piece, so I'll need to get in contact with Inno. So Inno, please help me out with this, because this is not exactly ideal, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter. Let's hope it gets resolved as soon as possible. Then heading off into this huge wing, we've got these beautiful struts finished off in black, and they've even got a nice amount of detail with those pierced holes all the way through with those little triangles, and we've even got a beautiful little carbon fiber weave over here. And I must say the weave on this is even more impressive than it was on the Skyline, and you can see how beautiful the surface is on this rear wing over here. If I just move it around, these light lines absolutely capture the essence of the way the airflow would work going over this rear wing, and it's really a beautiful piece of engineering. And of course the wing is nicely curved as well, and I must say that is a really beautiful piece of this car. And then from here we can see once again great detail. We've even got a three-dimensional rear windscreen wiper, and that is not something you see every day, so I'm really impressed by that little feature. Then heading into this glass area, we've got some defrost over here, and we've got great visibility into the interior. And I must say I am immediately highly impressed because we've got this beautiful strut brace in the back over here, and even the strut sections on the wheel well towers are finished off in silver as well. And of course we've got a beautiful roll cage in the rear there, just finished off in silver once again. Heading off to the side a little bit, we've got the fuel filler cap, and other than that, pretty much identical to the first side. So now let's take a seat inside, because the real car was pure business. We've got these really awesome red bucket seats, and we've even got the Takata 5-point harness on the seat belts as well. Huge amount of detail, and I'm really happy that they've put that in there. Of course, the car featured a full-on roll bar as well, which we can see going all the way from the back all the way down to the A-pillar, and even on the inside of the side there you can see it running down on the side of the interior of the car. And of course, like the R34, the car also featured a top secret steering wheel, and you can even see we've got beautiful little gauges in the center over there, and a huge amount of detail in this entire interior. So we've got some rear seats as well, although I'm not sure how comfortable that would be, but really amazing details on the interior. And straight away you can see we've got the set of 3 gauges here as well, and that's a huge amount of detail to put in this car. And once again, that makes me really happy, and I'm so glad to see the little harnesses in this car. I was really wishing that this car would feature them, because the 118 ignition model has it, and it looks seriously awesome. And all they would have needed to do was literally just take the same one that this car has and just put it in here as well. So that would be a really nice touch, you know, if you ever end up releasing another variant of the Skyline. But amazing detail overall, and I'm seriously impressed by the Supra. And here it is, spinning around in all its silver glory, and I must say this thing looks absolutely epic. You can see all the amount of detail that's gone into the surfacing and the creation of this car. And of course, I think NO64 has done a really beautiful job in recreating this masterpiece in 1:64 scale. Every vent and every flare feels faithful to the real 1:1 variant of the car over here. And of course, one thing that's really spectacular about the Supra, and what makes it really special, is that it represents that mid-2000s transition when Japanese tuners were moving away from wild show builds and really started to embrace this race-bred aerodynamics and precision tuning. So the Supra isn't just a normal showpiece, it's really a statement of Smoky himself, a fusion of street and race, and real function follows form. And of course, especially as part of this GTShow event set, this car really hits a sweet spot. Compact, collectible, and it sits really perfectly next to that stealth grey R34. And so that wraps up part 1 of the Top Secret Dynasty, a look at the NO64 GTShow special pair, the stealth grey R34 and the silver GT300 Supra. Both of them represent different eras of Smoky Nagata's vision. The R34, a sharp, modern evolution of Top Secret street-focused builds, and of course the classic Supra, a nod to the raw, race-inspired GT300 heritage. And now my thoughts on the two of them. Well, honestly, it's a really tough call between the two. I feel like the R34 really nails the stance and extends exterior presence of the car, and that stealth grey paint is honestly really fitting for the R34. And of course we've got the MR HIRO Car Studio branding, and that helps to add authenticity to the real car. And of course we've got a ton of awesome details like the carbon bonnet, the OZ wheels, and those really help to tie it all together beautifully. But it does miss a few small things, such as the front indicators that aren't fully 3D, and there are no seat belts inside, which takes a little bit away from the realism. However, it did have some really cool little details added on the interior too. And then of course the Supra, on the other hand, actually has a bit more depth when you look closer. The interior is really nicely detailed. You can clearly see the red bucket seats, the roll bar, and of course even the little belt harness detail. And it even features those awesome little photo etched bonnet and boot latches, a really nice premium touch for 1/64 scale. So I think overall, in my opinion, the Supra edges ahead in quality. But of course, as you know, my particular sample had that QC issue with a missing rear diffuser, sadly, so that's the only thing that holds it back from being perfect. So really between the two, I'd like to say it's a little bit too close to call. The Skyline wins on overall clean execution and stance, and the Supra wins on interior realism and fine detailing. If Inno had nailed that diffuser, I think it might have taken the crown, to be honest. But either way, as I said, these two are an absolute win. They look phenomenal side by side. One track ready, one stealth street weapon, and together they perfectly capture the top secret DNA. And that's just the start, because part 2 of the Top Secret Dynasty is coming soon, where I'll be doing the full gold Supra showdown, putting BMC against Inno 64, against Mini GT, against Pop Race, all against each other. To my knowledge, nobody's done a full 4-brand comparison on YouTube yet, so that one's going to be super special. Plus the Malaysia Gold R34 over here, and of course the stealth grey R35 from the Hong Kong Car Salon, and even a brand new top secret R32 are all lined up next. So make sure you guys are subscribed and hit that bell icon, because we're just getting started with this whole top secret dynasty. And of course, as always, thank you guys for watching. This is Norb, and I'll see you guys in the next chapter. Take it easy, guys. Ciao.